make sure that, you know, I talk about this book from a sideline partner, a guy that's a blue diamond in the company, Ryan Chamberlain, because I believe this book will literally change your life. It would definitely have a major impact on your business if you're going to pursue network marketing, but especially Evolv. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
So 24 years ago, I remember one day when I was getting off work, right? And some of us, we absolutely hate our bosses. You know, I used to have a boss, right? Some of you guys should hate your boss, right? I have to say that my last boss, I truly love this guy. I truly love this guy because if it wasn't for this guy, he literally changed my life. Now, how did he do that? I remember getting off work 4 o'clock one day, and the store manager said to me, Jerome, I need you to be at my house at 7 o'clock. Now, it was 4 o'clock when I was getting off work, and 3 hours later, he was basically ordering me to be at his home. Are you all with me? Yeah. At 7 o'clock, guess where I was? I was at his home. And I remember when I was there was 2 gentlemen, and they were drawing these circles on a board, and they was talking about all of the money that I could earn in that type of business, right? And I literally wasn't believing one word that they were saying. And why is that? Because my mentality would not allow me to believe that I could earn that type of income. Are you guys with me? Right. But these guys had this demonstration board, and they had a product called Eagle Shield, Radiant Barrier, okay? And with this radiant barrier, you would take the product and you would put it in your attic. And in the summertime, it would pay the heat away from your home. In the wintertime, it kept the heat in your home, okay? And you could see there was R30 insulation on one side and the radiant barrier on the opposite side, and you could see that the radiant barrier was outperforming the R30 insulation. Now, I wanted to buy that product that night, did not want to join the company that night. But there was one problem, ladies. My wife wasn't with me, okay? But then I remembered something that she told me years before we got married. She said, Jerome, you would absolutely positively always be the boss in our household as long as I'm not with you. So that night, I was the head man in charge. I was able to make a decision. Are y'all with me? A couple of weeks later, some of the guys in here remember a football player named Herschel Walker, right? Well, Herschel Walker had a first cousin that used to come into the Piggley Wiggley and pick up the bone, the scrap, right? And I was telling him how well this particular product was working in my house at that time, okay? And out of the blue, one night, Larry called me up and he said, Jerome, I need you to come to Wrightsville and show me what you're talking about. I said, well, I'll do that next week. And he persisted that I come that particular night. At that time, it was 8 o'clock at night. I had some jeans on, shirt. Had never been to Wrightsville, Georgia. But I go to Wrightsville, Georgia, and I'm going to make this pretty quick, okay? Get to Wrightsville, Georgia. There are 70 people in a trailer, a mobile home. Are you all with me? And he said, Jerome, I need you to show us. Show you all what? You know, I just talked to you about a product that was helping me. Are y'all with me? So I hooked up this demonstration box and say, look, that was my presentation. I mean, you guys think I'm kidding, but that truly was my presentation. They looked at the thermometers, and all 7 said that they want the product. All 7 wanted the product. So did I sell all 7 that night? No. I didn't sell any of them. I wasn't in the business. I wasn't in the business. I just bought the product. I just bought the product. Are you all with me? So I called up this guy, and I didn't know at that time that was at the store manager house, a guy named Phil Davis, multi-millionaire. Most of you all use his product today. You know when you go to the grocery store and you buy pork chops, chicken, beef, you know that white pad that's underneath the meat? There was a guy in Macon, Georgia named Phil Davis that invented that, okay? Multi-millionaire. Well, I called Phil up, and I tell Phil there are 7 people in Wrightsville, Georgia, and they want your product. They want your product. They want to buy it. And Phil said, Jerome, they're pulling your leg, and I'm going to prove that. He said, I'm going to come pick you up, and we're going to Wrightsville. I said, you're going to pick me up? He said, I'm going to pick you up tomorrow. We're going to Wrightsville. I said, sure you want to do that. And he said, what do you mean? Because see, at that time, people, I was living in the ghetto. Oh, y'all with me? And sometime at night it was so bad they would steal the gate and it would just go. All right? But Phil came and picked me up. We go to Wrightsville, Georgia. But Phil put on a presentation. You know, he don't say, look, he goes and put on a full presentation. 100% of the people buy that product that night. All of them buy the product that night. On the way back home, this is like at least 24 years ago. Phil, I'm thinking country boy, and I asked Phil Davis, well, how much money did you make tonight? And he said $2,400. He made $2,400. Now, as a meat cutter, it takes me a long time to make $2,400. And you just made $2,400 tonight? Next question. Is there any way that I could make some of that, Phil? You know, I introduced you to these people. Right? So Phil said, Jerome, you can have the majority of it. All you have to do is pay the $250 to join the business and not be in the sharpest tool in the shed, but I could subtract $250 from $2,400 and still be okay. Are you all with me? So I then, on the way home, I called my wife, and now this is 24 years ago. He had a phone in his car. It wasn't a cell phone. It's a phone about this size. Are y'all with me? And I called my wife and I told her, I said, baby, I'm gonna quit my job. That's my wife back here, back there now. Stand up for a quick minute. And I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna quit my job at Piggley Wiggley. And she bust out laughing. She was just laughing, right? Hurt my feelings, really hurt my feelings. The very next morning, I called my father and I told my father, you know, hey, Dad, I see something, I believe that I could do it. And my father just happened to be the best barber in the world. He's my barber. You think he do a pretty good job? My father encouraged me to just move forward, I'm giving you this for a reason now. I quit that job at Piggley Wiggley. Over the next couple of months, I made $0. I didn't have Phil Davis with me. I made no money, zero money. I had to make a decision whether I was going to start treating the business like a business or crawl back to Piggley Wiggley to start cutting meat. Are y'all with me? And I saw ordinary people in this industry making money, so I made the decision to really go for it, to treat the business like a business, that business like a business. So I started having appointments, 10 appointments every day, 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. And my first 30 days, I could not believe it. It was unbelievable. I had a perfect record the first 30 days. Nobody joined me. I was good, okay? People, that second month, all of a sudden, a person joined. One would join out of 10 a day, one that week would join. And I just started getting a little bit better and a little bit better. Because see, people, here's the key. The people that make the most money in this industry are the ones that get the most no's. Are y'all with me? Yeah. From my first network marketing company, a couple of months later, 4 months later, I started making $4,000 every other week. Are y'all with me? Yeah. And since my first network marketing company, I've never, ever had a job working for anyone else. See, network marketing, when you look at risk versus reward, you can get in a business with a minimum amount of money and make maximum, make millions and millions. Steve, you know the last company that we was in, the last company I was in, before joining that company, I was begging my wife, because I've been up in network marketing, I've been down in network marketing. See, one thing you're going to get from Jerome, I keep it real, okay? I've been way up in companies, but I've been way down. Before I joined that last company, I used to reach over to my wife in church and ask her to borrow $10 or get $10, not borrow, because she wasn't getting it back. You know, to put in church. Are y'all with me? You know, I'm a believer. And I was praying and praying and praying that the Lord provide me with a vehicle where I could be more of a giver. In that last company, I joined that business and got up to $127,000 per month. Per month in that company. Pretty good income, right? Per month, okay? People, that company, we went through a lawsuit and everybody's income just started going down, down, down. I stayed there for 3 years. I started seeing and knowing, you know, that the team was going to have to move somewhere. I saw people going everywhere. My sponsor is a guy by the name of Cameron Core, okay? Cameron Core is the only visionary ambassador in the company. I was flying in one day, and Cameron called me and said, Jerome, I want to come to your house. I want to see you. And I had seen Cameron like 5 months before that. Cameron walked in my backyard, and he had shaved his head. He said he wanted to look like me, okay? and when I saw Cameron, and I saw this guy that used to be like this here, okay? Cameron used to be, I mean, he was, you know. And when I saw, I'm looking like, who is this guy in my yard? And in 4 and 5 months, this guy, I mean, and you see him on Facebook now, he is just ripped. He is just ripped. Matter of fact, I told him to stop posting on Facebook. You are not, you know, sex model. Just stop posting on Facebook, right? But anyway, Cameron also showed me, the income that he was making in the company. And then he flew me out to meet with Trey White, Brent Hicks, and Josh Higginbotham. And in the first 5 minutes of that conversation, I knew that I found a true home. I knew that I found something that I didn't have to worry about being in for 6 months or 6 years and then finding something else. Because from the very beginning, Trey White started talking about building the Apple brand of network marketing. And that resonated with me in a major way. But he also talked about taking his company into 100 different countries. But you have to have the resources to do that. And this guy's almost a billionaire. Are y'all with me? Almost a billionaire. As he started talking about he would not accept any Me Too product, I started thinking about something. I want you all to think about it. Yeah, all of us know that 70% of the people in this country is obese. Yes. Obese, right? So if you can identify a problem and you have the solution to that problem, people, we can become rich and we can become wealthy. I also started looking at some things that was happening just in the African American community, knowing that we have the worst health in the world, next to Hispanics. Are y'all with me? Identify a problem, you have the solution to that problem, right? Yeah. People, I want you to think about this. The people that's baby boomers that's in here, you know, I can see some of you, I'm not the only baby boomer in here, right? But 25 years ago, how many dialysis centers did you see 25 years ago? Very few, very few. 25 years ago, you didn't see a Walgreens or a CVS on every corner, right? People, and all you have to do is look at that and realize that right now, when you're cutting on, I don't care whether CNN, I don't care whether you look, I don't care what newspaper, everything now is focused on health. The experts are talking about how many millionaires and billionaires that's getting ready to be created, and especially in home-based business. You guys are sitting with a company. Trey White is not trying to create the next Mona V. He's not trying to create the next Amway. Trey White's whole mission, his whole goal is to have the #1 company ever in the industry of network marketing, and you're sitting in at the very beginning. You're sitting in just like when Dexter Yeager first started with Amway. And that's what you guys got to leave here today and realize. Because at the end of the day, if you don't take this and become tremendously successful with this company, it's your fault. It's 100% on you. See, people who make excuses, they don't make money. And people who make money, they don't make excuses. Are y'all with me? In closing, there's a guy named Ryan Chamberlain, who is a blue diamond. He's not a part of my team. He's a sideline partner. At the convention there in Dallas, they gave the leadership council all these different books. But this was not one of them. When I came off stage, Ryan said, Jerome, I have something I want to give you. And out of about 15 books, I got home, and for some reason, I guess because of the title, The Mentor, I picked this book up. And I started reading this. And let me share with you. In network marketing, that was one of the things that motivated me. When I would read these stories of these success stories about Zig Ziglar, Charlie Tremendous Jones, Les Brown, you know, they take you to another level. This is by far one of the best books I've ever read in the industry of network marketing. If you have been in this industry and you want to take your belief to the next level, every team, I would love for every team member, not just on my team, but every person in the industry of Evolv, in the business of Evolv, to purchase this book. People, let me say this. Jerome is not going to make one nickel, not one dime, when you buy Ryan's Chamberlain book. But by not buying this book, and everybody can't buy it because there's only 40. I think you only had 40. Only 40. So people, if you're not able to get one today, make sure you get with Ryan Chamberlain and get this book. People, in closing, we are on our way to our wealthy place. And that is a journey. On that journey, there's going to be twists, there's going to be turns, there's going to be obstacles, there's going to be haters, there's going to be family members that's going to get in your way. And because of that, we can't afford to take no limps, no whiners on this journey. We are looking for some winners. And you've already identified yourself as a winner by showing up here today. So with that being said, we're going to see you at the top, at the very top, at the tip top. Thank you for your time.